Konnichiwa Mina. Hello everybody. In this video we're going to be talking about One Piece chapter 1072 titled The Weight of Memories. And we get a cover picture of Queen is preparing his viruses. Vinsmoke Judge, which is Sanji's dad, is seen making his spear, and Caesar Clown is seen creating a devil fruit. Oh, so that might answer my question. Did Caesar Clown created all the devil fruits? Like the real devil fruits. I'm not talking about smileys. I'm not talking about artificial devil fruits. So, is Caesar Clown the clown that created every devil fruit in existence in the One Piece universe? I think so. It seems that some time has passed since the last cover image. Okay. So, let me see. So, we get a narration of Vegapunk. Vegapunk has a journal, so it's not a flashback. This is a journal. Dr. Vegapunk says that even if the world doesn't accept it, he views her as a real human. He also specifies that this experiment will be the first step towards peace. So Vegapunk can create fake humans. So he's kind of like Mayuri Kuretsuchi from Bleach, when he created Nemu, but Nemu's not a real human. He created Nemu with Gigai and Gikon. So yeah, Vegapunk is like Mayuri Kuretsuchi. He could just create fake humans. But he wants to accept her as a real human. First step towards peace. I'm wondering what that's all about. So Bonnie turns herself into a crying child in order to get Vegapunk's sympathy. When the latter approaches her, she turns into a buff adult version of herself, almost appearing bloated like a balloon. Resin states that it seems Bonnie's powers can make her turn herself into different variations of her future self or something like that. So now we get an explanation of Bonnie's devil fruit. So Bonnie can turn herself into a child. She can turn herself into an old lady. She can just turn herself into different futures of herself. She could turn herself into a baby. So now we get to see what Bonnie's devil fruit can do. So she could turn into a child, she could turn into an adult, she could turn into a teenager, she could turn into an old lady, she could turn into a middle-aged woman. She can change into different, ages, I guess you could say, of herself. So that's really cool that we get something about Bonnie's devil fruit. We don't know the name of it yet. I don't know, the age fruit or something like that. Yeah. I could definitely see Bonnie's devil fruit being busted. Like being able to turn into a baby. She could turn into a teenager. She could turn into a 20-year-old. She could turn into a 30-year-old. She could turn into an old lady. Yeah. I could definitely see that being OP, for sure. Nonetheless, Bonnie then knocks Dr. Vegapunk's ages out of him in the form of sparkling jewels, seemingly giving his different stages his different life stages a tangible form. So Bonnie punches the heck out of Vegapunk to form sparkling jewels, seems giving him different stages of tangible form. So let me see here. So when Bonnie punches somebody, can she change the person she punched into a kid, into an old lady, or like an old man? I'm sorry, like an old person. We'll say that. So in Dr. Vegapunk's case, Bonnie can just punch somebody and she can turn Vegapunk into an old man, or a baby, or so she can turn herself into that, or she can do that with Vegapunk, which is a very interesting devil fruit ability. Not only I can change my age around, but I can just punch somebody and switch their age around. Yeah, I could definitely see being that OP. Definitely for sure. She decides to turn him into a baby who is able to talk. So Vegapunk gets punched by Bonnie. He gets turned into a baby, but he could still talk like a regular human. So they can't change. So she can't change the voice. So Bonnie can punch somebody, turn him into a baby, but they don't. But they don't talk that baby language. They just talk like a regular human. Interesting. So kind of like the Rugrats. Yeah. So Bonnie just turned Vegapunk into a Rugrat. We'll call that. Which Radon suspects is due to his genius brain. Oh, makes sense. So if Bonnie punches somebody and they turn into a baby, if they're not really, really smart, like Vegapunk is, then they have that baby language to them. Oh, yeah. That's busted. That's definitely busted. So that makes more sense. That's why Vegapunk is a baby, but he could still talk human because he's a very smart guy. But like if you're not as smart as Vegapunk, like if Bonnie punches you, not only you look like a baby, but you're gonna talk like a baby too. Yeah, I could definitely see that being broken. One Piece chapter 1072. Full summary spoilers. Didn't see Vegapunk tell Bonnie that he can't share why he turned her father, Kuma, into a cyborg. So Vegapunk can't share the reason to Bonnie why he turned her dad into a cyborg. Why, Vegapunk? Why? He claimed that the person would cause her great pain. Thus, he promised his friend Kuma he would never ever tell the truth. Ooh, okay. So the reason why he can't say anything is because it would cause her pain and so Kuma said, no, don't tell my daughter why you turned me into a cyborg because it would cause her great pain. Kuma told him that. Interesting. So I'm wondering what the great pain to her would be if he would tell, but we're probably not going to get that. Bonnie then turns and sees a room with a bare paw at the door. She destroys the door's lock by aging it up. So not only Bonnie can change the age of human beings, she can also change the aging of inanimate objects. So she can touch the door and make the door old and rickety and things like that. So that's also really interesting that not only she can use that ability on herself, she can use that ability on other people, she can also use that ability with inanimate objects like she did with the door. So she took like this really new door and just made it old for her to open it. Made the lock within the door old, that way it's easier to open. Similar to how Shinobu's ripe fruit works. Okay. A flashback focused on Kuma and Dr. Vegapunk then begins, with a latter looking similar on how he did Ohara. Kuma, meanwhile, wears a white patient's robe with no hat, showing his hair and glasses. Dr. Vegapunk tells Kuma that a scientist in the West Blue discovered that humans weigh 21 grams less after they die, arguing that 31 grams is the weight of a human soul. Interesting. Souls have weight to them? Okay. But hey, it's One Piece. Anything's possible. He then explains Kuma's paw fruit ability, saying that it has the power to turn intangible things into something tangible. So we do get something about Kuma's devil fruit, because I don't think we ever get an explanation of, is Kuma a devil fruit user? What can it do? So we finally get something here. So Kuma has the pawpaw fruit. He can turn intangible things into tangible. Cool. An example of pain is given with Dr. Vegapunk explaining that this can be achieved by turning nerve signals into tangible energy, which he can push out of a body. And then the full summary spoilers see Vegapunk argue that Kuma should be able to do the same with imagination, thoughts, or memories as well. Dr. Vegapunk then asks Kuma to try and bring out his own memories, since he wants to know the weight and size of the human memory. The latter is hesitant since it's embarrassing, but Dr. Vegapunk begs him to do so for the science sake. The issue then returns to the present, where Bonnie enters the room with a bare paw at the door. Kuma's bare paw-shaped energy in the center of the room, with Bonnie walking towards it. Simultaneously, the real Kuma is trying to climb the red line, but is shot down by the Marines. Oh, wow. As Bonnie is about to touch the energy, Dr. Vegapunk tells her not to, since it's Kuma's pain. However, she says she knows her father's ability, and that this energy isn't pain, but rather his memories. She then extends her hand by touching the energy, but the issue shifts perspective to Zoro versus Kaku. Ooh, so we get a Zoro versus Kaku fight. Okay. The latter is now using an awakened form, which is similar to Lucci's sporting dark flame hair, and the stream is blowing dark fire wraps around his shoulders. Kaku uses some old and new attacks in the fight, but One Piece Chapter 1072 sees Zoro eventually overpowering Kaku, knocking him down to the ground easily. Brook, meanwhile, is protecting the Thousand Sunny. Suddenly, the four serum fly up to the lab stratum level without being given orders to do so. It is revealed here that Serum's personality is allowed to retract and make decisions of their own, adapt to battle situations as they choose to assist CP0 by themselves. However, this isn't what the latter wanted, since Dr. Vegapunk and his satellites hold higher authority to do so. Yeah, guys, I'm not going to read every single thing. I'm just going to read some bullets here. Sanji and Frankie, meanwhile. So Kaku's neck gets bitten by somebody, causing him to fall asleep. Dang, okay. So Studzy was the one that bit Kaku in the neck. Now seen with vampire-like wings and fangs, her true identity is revealed as a clone of Miss Buckram Studzy. Dang, so Studzy just turned into a vampire. Okay, just bit Kaku's neck. Like, I'm surprised she didn't suck the blood out of him too. One of the Rock's Pirates' former members. So Studzy used to be a part of the Rock Pirates. She's also revealed that she is the first successful human clone of Mads. So she is the first successful human clone. And tells Luigi that she made Kaku go to sleep, and needs him to sleep as well. Yeah, guys, wow, a lot of things going on here. We get Kuma's devil fruit. Yeah, I'm just going back and see if I'm missing anything crucial. So, yeah, Kuma can turn something useless into something useful. Broken! It's like Like, he can, like, he could probably take a straw and turn it into a knife. Like, seriously, it's like, Kuma's devil fruit ability, that's broken too. I'm like, yeah, you got Bonnie able to switch people's ages around. She can also do that to herself, and she could do that to inanimate objects. Her father Kuma can turn something useless into something useful. Like I said before, Kuma can turn a straw into a knife. Like, he can literally do that. He can turn maybe like a blanket into like a bulletproof vest. Yeah, that's broken too. That is freaking broken. But yeah, guys, I think that is all there is to chapter 1072. But yeah, Bonnie's devil fruit is broken. Kuma's devil fruit is broken. Sudsy is the first human ever created by Mads. And Sudsy can turn to a vampire and just bit Kaku's neck. Yeah. That is... Yeah. Crazy chapter, guys. Crazy, crazy chapter. And, and we don't know the reason. And so now we know the reason why Vegapunk can't say anything. Because her father, Kuma, said, hey, don't say what is the cause of this to my daughter, because my daughter will cause great pain. So that must be something like really traumatic that happened to him in order for him to say that, to protect his daughter. Yeah, poor Kuma, whatever it is. But yeah, guys, that is my One Piece review of it. This video is gonna be a little long, and I apologize for that. There's just a lot of stuff going on, and I wanted to make sure I cover everything. But yeah, guys, leave a comment down below. What do you think of this chapter? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Let me know. Yeah, I absolutely love this chapter, and I cannot wait for the next one. Which makes sense, because there have been breaks and things like that, so I can understand that this chapter is going to be very big. So, which is cool, because everybody needs a break sometimes. Hoda needs a break, and he deserves it. So yeah, guys, please leave a comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time. Mata ne!